Hello, my name is Xiaorui. I am delighted to present this study aimed at illustrate the challenges and concerns encountered by educators associated with transnational higher educational initiatives. This is a PhD study which is currently in its first year, and it's a collaborative effort between two experienced transnational educators, Nicholas Irving and Dr. Mersha Aftba. In this presentation, we will delve into the multifaceted world of transnational higher education, using two case studies to unravel the unique challenges faced by essential stakeholders, which include educators from both the host and home countries in this dynamic field. We will begin with a contextual study of transnational higher art education, followed by an examination of the challenges and concerns encountered by educators. These challenges have been explored through various lenses, such as literature review, case study, lived experience, and reflection and observations. Now, I would like to start by introducing two terms that is related to the theme of this study. The first one is internationalization of higher education. Internationalization is the process of integrating an international, intercultural, or global dimension into the purpose, functions, or delivery of post-secondary education. The main components of internationalization of higher education are recruitment of international students, development of international branch campuses, students, staff, and scholars exchange programs, internationalization of the curriculum, research, and education partnership between institutions regionally and internationally. In general, there are three types of internationalization of higher education. They are internationalizing the curriculum, internationalization at home, and transnational higher education. Transnational higher education, which this study is situated at, has been defined as education in which the learner are located in a country different from the one where the awarding institution is based. More recently, the term has been used interchangeably with cross-border education, offshore education, and borderless education. In light of the transnational higher education's rapid growth and the drive to enhance its quality, this study addresses the need for a deeper exploration of intercultural tensions among educators in subject-specific domains. Its aim is to uncover challenges faced by educators in these educational initiatives. The success of change in higher education teaching and learning initiatives is significantly influenced by academic culture. Prosser point out that academic culture, shaped by disciplinary contexts, can resist new learning theories and teaching practice if they don't align with the specific culture of a discipline. Therefore, understanding how transnational higher education operates within a specific subject area, such as art and design, is crucial in this study. It is suggested that The value of transnational higher education partnerships provide an opportunity to identify and capture the value of genuine cross-cultural and relevant global business education from the perspectives of both internal and external stakeholders. On the other hand, the process of internationalization gives rise to intricate dynamics that involves various entities such as home and host countries, the sender and receiver institutions, and their staff and students. These intercultural partnership relationships are in a constant state of flux. As a result, real-world situation can present significant challenges. There is a need for ongoing dialogue and critical reflections to navigate the tensions between global influences and local contexts, cultural appreciations and appropriations, pedagogical approaches, diversity, and ethics. In this presentation, we're going to focus on educational expectations, language, academic traditions, pedagogical considerations, these 4 pillars, through the lenses of literature review, case study, lived experience, reflection, and observation. There are a series of transitions that art and design students must negotiate as they move between the compulsory and post-compulsory education sector and between higher education and employment within the creative industry sector. These transitions are key points where gaps in expectations become evident and where we as educators need to undertake further work and support our students as they enter and exit further and higher education. The 2 quotes showing on this slide demonstrate how students' learning expectations differ from the tutors, which is evident there is a lack of consensus regarding the academic cultural awareness among educators. It is also evident that there is a tendency that the student's perspective in learning may influence a misinterpretation of tutors' expectation. Many international students, particularly those from non-English speaking countries, face significant language barriers when studying in the UK, for example. They often need to pass IELTS tests and meet strict language requirements for university entry. Despite meeting these requirements, they may still struggle with communication and comprehension, making it challenging to keep up with the lectures. This difficulty can be attributed to differences in learning approaches, presentation skills, and limited interaction with the teachers in their home countries, contributing to their quiet behavior in the classroom, which hindered their English language skills and adaptation to the new learning environment. Many research studies have shed light on the binary perspectives deeply embedded with the academic traditions. One of the most appealing is how educators perceive the students group as home and international. Educators then would have different perspective towards these 2 groups, which lead to the idea of international students are required to adapt to the Western approaches and values to facilitate understanding. However, this is problematic in an internationalization context, because that intercultural context should be involved both parties, home and international student. There is also scholar argued all students in internationalization context should be classified as international students. Otherwise, the tension can be prominently caused by the cultural conflicts between two parties. It is also found that there is a lack of consensus and a clear definition of the term internationalization among institutional leaders, faculty members, and students. The lack of clarity continues to be a significant obstacle of the progress of international education. For example, internationalizing the curriculum can create a tension for teachers who may initially be less confident when going beyond their expertise and professional experience. Through the theoretical studies conducted, we now propose 3 principles of refined transnational higher education practice. This practice will help provide clarity on the obstacles of internationalization through a lens of globalization. Patel proposes globalization as a new rationale to internationalized higher education. Globalization is described as a concept that effectively blends and connects local and global contexts while valuing the contributions of diverse cultural communities and contexts. Further, to introduce globalization as an alternative paradigm to the deficit model of internationalization in higher education, promoting globalization as a respectful and appropriate response to the needs of a changing higher education demographic. Globalization of higher education engages a positive learning experience through cultural respect and an appreciation of cultural values. Dialogue on globalization attempts to move learners beyond the intercultural community phases of the awareness, tolerance, and accommodation. In the higher education realm, globalization represents the respectful sharing of cultural richness between students and educators, enriching pedagogical practices. It recognizes and embraces cultural authenticity in a way that respects the value and norms of each culture, fostering a supportive and secure learning environment. We will now turn our attention to the future of transnational higher education, and from there we will explore the future prospects of transnational higher education. The focus in localized teaching and learning is a critical reflection and understanding of important and relevant connections between the local and global perspectives of learners. In a localized classroom, the exchange of critical self-reflection and the sharing of cultural values and beliefs deeply rooted in the local and global communities play a key role in shaping open and inclusive learning environments. When such sharing is done respectfully, it motivates all the participants to uphold accountability and responsibility. As mentioned, the deficit model of internationalization creates barriers to equitable intercultural engagement. In contrast, globalization of education transcends the global and local divide, encourage learners to explore, discover, and draw from their individual and collective experience with public learning spaces whenever feasible. To move forward, once we have identified specific concepts from different disciplines, we can organize various activities to align with them. Globalized curriculum require a flexible approach in both design and content to adapt to the changing socio-economics and political landscape. This adaptability empowers learners and educators to explore and introduce ideas that challenge cultural norms on a deeper level. In summary, our study of challenges in transnational higher education highlights disparities in student and tutor expectations, language barriers, academic complexities, and essential pedagogical factors. Amidst these challenges, globalization emerges as a beacon, bridging local wisdom with global knowledge, encouraging self-reflection and deep understanding. Embracing globalization breaks down intercultural barriers, fostering flexible and adaptive education, allowing us to progress towards a more interconnected and inclusive global education system. And that concludes our presentation today. Thank you for being a part of this exploration.